Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are taking a really fascinating deep dive into the profound lecture notes of teacher Lin Ming Song. So if you've ever wrestled with big concepts, things like suffering, true reality, or what it actually practically means to let go, well, you are absolutely in the right place. Teacher Lin's teachings take this incredibly rich, Pure Land Buddhist philosophy and make it surprisingly practical for our everyday lives. All right, let's jump right into this.
So think about this for a second. Is a smooth life always the fortunate one? I mean, we usually think that having health, wealth, smarts, and a life where literally everything just goes our way is the ultimate stroke of good luck, right? We totally envy people like that. But Teacher Lin's lecture challenges this everyday perception right out of the gate. He suggests that what we typically call good fortune might actually be a trap. And on the flip side, what we call bad luck might be exactly what we need. To really understand why, we're going to explore Teacher Lin's radical reframing of what a lucky life actually looks like.
So let's get into Section 1, the truth about suffering.
Teacher Lin's notes brilliantly break down these four misfortunes that actually trap people who seem to have these perfect, easy lives. First up, there's delusion. People who have it easy are often just lost in false pleasures, completely unaware of their own deeper underlying suffering. Second is pride. They see others struggling and think, wow, I am so lucky, but that pride completely blinds them to their own issues. Third, and this is a really powerful metaphor from Teacher Lin, is ignorance. Imagine sitting at a burning house, seeing other people getting burned, but because the fire hasn't reached your specific chair just yet, you think you're safe. You're totally blind to the danger right in front of you. And finally, panic. Because when that fire inevitably does reach you, the pain hits all at once, you panic, and at that point, it's just too late to escape. And that brings us to this very famous quote from the Buddha: human life is suffering. Now, hearing that, it might sound incredibly pessimistic, right? Like a real downer. But Teacher Lin points out that it isn't actually pessimistic at all. It's a deeply compassionate revelation of the truth. From emperors to everyday people, nobody escapes it. So the really crucial takeaway here is this: ordinary people who face hardships, who aren't super wealthy, they're actually the lucky ones. Because they bear the weight of what society calls misfortune, that pain actually wakes them up. They awaken to reality and find the path to true liberation way more easily than someone who is just comfortably numb. Suffering, as Teacher Lin says, might actually be this compassionate opportunity provided by the Buddha. So, if earthly suffering is our wake-up call, what exactly are we waking up to?
Let's look at Section 2, the formless true person.
Okay, so here we have a fairly dense but incredibly beautiful philosophical concept, the formless true person. It's also known as Anapatika Dharmakshanti, or the forbearance of the non-arising of dharmas. That's a mouthful, I know, but what does it actually mean? Well, Teacher Lin explains that everything we experience, our six sense organs, the stuff we see and hear, our consciousness, our feelings, our cravings, they all arise from the formless. This formless is the true reality. It's true emptiness. But here's the kicker. True emptiness isn't just some dark, empty, black void. It manifests as wonderful existence. It's the ultimate reality that essentially stamps and seals all the phenomena we see in the world around us.
We can really see how this works in practice by comparing two ideas, nirvana and rebirth. Teacher Lin breaks it down perfectly. Nirvana relates to our eighth consciousness. It is true emptiness, and it's named wisdom. Rebirth, on the other hand, relates to our first seven consciousnesses. It is wonderful existence, and it's named insight. But, and this is key, they aren't separate things. Teacher Lin uses his absolutely brilliant analogy here. Think of wisdom as a lamp, and insight as the light. Can you actually separate a lamp from the light it casts? Obviously not, right? The lamp and the light are not two different things. Together, they are called nirvana, rebirth. They exist in perfect, seamless harmony within the land of eternal serenity and light.
Moving right along to Section 3, connecting with Amitabha.
Now at this point you might be thinking, okay, this is fascinating philosophy, but I'm just an ordinary person going about my day. How on earth do I actually reach this state? Well, Amitabha Buddha, out of just profound compassion, created a special path for us. You don't need to engage in complex, practically impossible cultivation. You just need one thing: wholehearted reliance. And Teacher Lin describes wholehearted reliance like a single drop of water merging seamlessly into the vast, infinite ocean. When you completely trust, when you really entrust yourself to this path, your ordinary, everyday mind merges directly with the Buddha's mind. Sure, you might still feel like just a tiny single drop of water, but in reality, you've become completely inseparable from the entire ocean.
and almost unknowingly, your worldly afflictions are transformed into purity.
So how exactly do you do this? It's all through the 6-syllable great name. Teacher Linming Shang actually calls Namo Amitabha Buddha the immortal elixir. When you recite this name, in that very split second, you connect and resonate directly with the formless true person we were just talking about. You are instantly accessing the true merit and virtue of the Tathagata. It's a method that all Buddhists have confirmed is true, it's reliable, and it is accessible for absolutely anyone, no matter what your current circumstances are. But to truly merge with that vast ocean, there is a little something required of us. And Teacher Lin shares this really powerful historical story about Shakyamuni Buddha to make this point totally unforgettable.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 4, the ultimate letting go.
Okay, so the story goes like this. One day, a cultivator known as the Black Brahmin came to see the Buddha, and he was holding a beautiful flower in each hand as an offering. As he walked up, the Buddha looked right at him and simply said, "Let go." So the Brahmin dropped the flower in his left hand. Then the Buddha said it again, "Let go." Naturally, he dropped the flower in his right hand. But then the Buddha said it a third time, "Let go." Now the Brahmin was just incredibly confused. He held up his 2 empty hands and essentially said, "My hands are completely empty. What more do you want me to let go of?"
And the Buddha's response here, it reveals the entire punchline of this philosophy. He looked at the Brahmin and said, "I am not asking you to let go of the physical flowers in your hands." The Buddha told him that he must let go of the external 6 dusts. You know, the forms, the sounds, and the smells we experience out in the world. He must let go of the internal 6 sense organs, our eyes, our ears, our physical body. And he must let go of the mental 6 consciousnesses, our thoughts, our likes, our dislikes, all our judgments and discriminations. Basically, the whole shebang. The Buddha was saying you have to let go of all of this, all at once. Because only when there's truly nothing left to let go of, have you actually let go of your body and your life. And upon hearing this, the Brahmin instantly attained great awakening.
Because, you see, true emptiness, true letting go, it does not mean just sitting around staring at a wall doing nothing. It doesn't mean becoming a blank slate. It means achieving complete, total inner liberation. It means you're no longer being dragged around by a leash that's attached to external things or your bodily sensations or your inner emotional turbulence. You let go of the self and literally everything the self desperately clings to. And that, right there, is the true freedom that Teacher Lin's lecture is pointing us toward.
Which brings us to one final lingering thought. Based on all of Teacher Linming Shang's incredible insights today, from recognizing the illusion of a smooth life, to trusting the vast ocean of Amitabha, to dropping those deep internal attachments, I really want you to ask yourself, what do you need to let go of today? What is the one attachment, the one false comfort, that is keeping you sitting safely in the burning house? Think about that for a bit. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I genuinely hope this sparks a beautiful journey of letting go for you. Catch you next time.